Jenna Ortega, the 23-year-old phenom whose portrayal of Wednesday Addams resurrected a Tim Burton icon and catapulted her into the pantheon of Gen Z trailblazers, unleashed a torrent of trepidation and tenacity during her tenure as the youngest-ever jury member at the Marrakesh International Film Festival. Amid the labyrinthine souks and sun-baked splendor of Morocco's cinematic Mecca, Ortega dissected the creeping specter of artificial intelligence in Hollywood with the precision of a scalpel and the passion of a prophet. Her words, delivered with the quiet thunder of conviction, framed AI not as an innocuous tool but as a Pandora's box flung wide, unleashing uncertainties that threaten the very marrow of human artistry. There is really charm in the human condition, she posited, her voice a clarion amid the festival's buzz. As humans, we have a tendency to always, when you look back at history, take things too far. It's very easy to be terrified. I know I am in times like this of deep uncertainty. Ortega's critique pierced to the core of creativity's sanctity, decrying AI's inability to capture the exquisite imperfections that infuse art with authenticity. There's certain things that AI just isn't able to replicate, she elaborated, her dark eyes flashing with the fire of lived experience. And yes, there's beautiful, difficult mistakes, and a computer can't do that. A computer has no soul, and it's nothing that we would ever be able to resonate with or relate to. In her vision, the algorithm's cold calculus strips storytelling of its visceral pulse, the stuttered line deliveries born of nerves, the serendipitous flubs that birth genius, the sweat-soaked epiphanies in editing bays at dawn. Hollywood, she warned, risks becoming a factory of facsimiles, where scripts spun from silicon lack the heartbeat of human frailty, leaving audiences adrift in a sea of sterile simulations. Envisioning a cultural backlash, Ortega conjured a future where AI's proliferation engenders ennui, a collective queasiness akin to overindulgence in mental junk food. I don't want to assume for the audience, she mused, but I would hope it gets to a point where it becomes some sort of mental junk food AI and looking at the screen, and then suddenly we all feel sick and we don't know why, and then that one independent filmmaker in their backyard comes out with something, and it releases this new excitement again. This prophecy echoes the industry's historical pendulum swings, from silent film's novelty to talkie's terror, CGI's awe to deep-fake dread, yet Ortega's plea carries the weight of her youth, a generation raised on pixels now poised to reclaim the tangible. Her Marrakesh missive builds on prior salvos. Last year, on the New York Times The Interview podcast, Ortega's revulsion erupted over AI-generated abominations, explicit forgeries of her 14-year-old self, disseminated across social media's underbelly. I hate AI, she declared without equivocation, her tone a blade honed by betrayal. Did I like being 14 and making a Twitter account because I was supposed to, and seeing dirty edited content of me as a child? No. It's terrifying. It's corrupt. It's wrong. It's disgusting. These digital doppelgangers, birthed in basements by faceless foes, weaponized her image, transforming innocence into invasion. Yet, in a nod to nuance, she conceded AI's benevolent frontiers, incredible things like early breast cancer detection, urging, that's beautiful. Let's keep it to that. I would like AI to be used with good intent, but we could say that about anything and everything. Social media snares amplify this saga. At 12, Ortega's inaugural DM was an unsolicited assault. A man's genitals thrust into her notifications, the harbinger of a deluge that would erode her digital dalliances. The first DM that I ever opened myself when I was 12 was an unsolicited photo of a man's genitals, and that was just the beginning of what was to come, she recounted, her words a window into the precocity of peril. The influx post-Wednesday, absurd, repulsive fabrications, prompted a purge. Accounts shuttered 2 years ago, X, formerly Twitter, abandoned amid the morass. They're just so repulsive, and I already was in a confused state that I just deleted it because it was unnecessary and I didn't need that, she explained. Political posts, job excitements, all tainted by toxicity, breeding discomfort that festered into disconnection. Media training's mandates exacerbated the malaise. Disney's edicts, post 3 times a day to inflate followers, curate an image for promotion, clashed with her core. I would make political statements or just personal ones or just talk about excitement for jobs, and then I was greeted with this stuff, she lamented. And it was just disgusting and it made me feel bad. It made me feel uncomfortable. Awakening to autonomy, she axed the accounts, a radical reclamation. So one day I just woke up and I thought, oh, I don't need this anymore. So I dropped it. Protection remains a work in progress, a vigilant dance in an industry that devours the young. This ethos surfaced rawly in 2023's Variety Actors on Actors, where tears traced her cheeks opposite Elle Fanning. Childhood stardom's crucibles, stuck in the middle's Harley Diaz debut, bred a sarcastic wit that courts controversy. I want people to be able to get to know the people behind the camera and realize that people should never be put on a pedestal. She choked out, vulnerability a double-edged sword. The more I've been exposed to the world, people prey on that and take advantage of that. They see your vulnerability and twist it in a way that you don't always expect. Fanning's empathy, "You have to protect yourself," resonated, yet Ortega's urge for authenticity persists. "I still have this really intense urge to be human and honest and authentic," she affirmed, scorning directives to smile or amp energy. "I don't want to feel gross. I would rather people see me cry and do whatever than be something I'm not."